What's up, good people? You got Vell here, aka Vell, and welcome back to my channel where we bond over our favorite TV shows, trending topics, and everything in between that we care about. So we are back once again with our Welcome to Sweetie Pie's reality series, investigative reviews, where we look back on old episodes to reminisce, reflect, and fact find to find clues that led us to where we are with the Tim Norman case. Now I have to give a disclaimer for this because OWN is obviously playing games with us because for some reason with season 1 episodes 9 through 19 are missing online and I couldn't find them anywhere. And for some reason the first 8 episodes of season 2 are also missing online.
Hold up, wait a minute. Wow. Oh.
So if any of you evolvers know where I can find those missing episodes, please send me a text.
Thank you.
Nevertheless, we will continue our journey from where OWN begins their season 2 content online. Now this episode was actually season 2 episode 9, which was titled The Future of Mangrove Part 2. And this episode originally aired November 17th of 2012. And unfortunately part 1 wasn't on the OWN site either.
Well, that's unfortunate.
But nevertheless, let's begin. So at this point in the season, the construction for the upper crust location is complete and the restaurant is now open for business.
I'm in this line. That's all right.
Now at this point, Tim had closed the Mangrove location out of frustration with the staff who were not running the business up to par and requiring like extra levels of micromanaging and babysitting from him, and he was just over it.
I had a damn dinner with Janae I was supposed to be at. All right, if I come in, ain't no chicken on the line, no fish on the line. Telling y'all mama want to shut this place down, all right? Only reason I've been keeping this place open is y'all everybody had jobs. I don't know when I'm gonna open the place back up if I do open it back up.
In addition, Ms. Robbie really wanted to close the Mangrove location because she really wanted to concentrate efforts on making the upper crust location a success.
I thought we were gonna close Manchester and that way we would be able to pay back this loan. Now I'd like to shut down Manchester and focus all the business on the upper crust.
Ms. Robbie and Mr. Bussey were having a meeting at the upper crust location with the bank to discuss the bank loan payments and her operations accounts. At this point, she was already a day late with the loan payment as they were trying to get their bearings around the new financial structure.
The Regions payment is on the 22nd?
Yes.
Well, yes and no. So yes, the payment was due yesterday, and I didn't want them trying to pull money and then you be in default with the loan. So we stopped that, but we need to get that back, the auto debit.
Okay, so that can't go in the same account?
We have to make a short-term payment to get it on the same cycle.
Get it leveled out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're kind of hunting you down and we're late, and like I said, the payment was due yesterday.
Right.
So
now paying back this loan, that's my #1 priority, but I still got overhead in Manchester and West Florida.
Now at this point, Andre was now a part of the cast, and Ms. Robbie had fired both Andre and Charles because they were not pulling their weight and they were horseplaying at work.
Nah.
What's going on?
You said you want to talk to us.
Unemployed.
Yes, you're unemployed, aren't you?
When did we get unemployed?
Oh, you don't remember when you got unemployed?
No. I think I remember something like that.
You think you remember something like
What
that?
is unemployed?
Me not working, no job.
I'm
You a
fine.
high school senior and you don't know what unemployed means? Remember the last time you guys was here playing around and I told you guys that we wasn't putting up with that no more? So I'm here to tell you all today that I mean that. You all not working here, y'all need to go out and find y'all some real jobs.
Ms. Robbie wanted to use that as an opportunity to teach them a lesson about how good they had it and how different a real work environment would be for them. And Charles was actually upset about the firing because he said he had real bills and he actually had rent and car expenses.
So is mine. So is everybody else. It's always something. If it ain't rats, it's roaches. It's always something. That was more reason for you to work.
And I hope she wasn't meaning the condition of any of the restaurants. She then told Charles that he would appreciate what she was telling him one day.
Thank you. Thank you, Aunt Robbie.
Thank you, Aunt Robbie.
Okay.
She then said in her confessional, just like the upper crust is being tested to see if it can take care of itself, Charles and Andre are also being tested to see if they could take care of themselves. Janae then comes to visit Miss Robbie at the upper crust location.
I love bringing TJ past the restaurant so that he can hang out with his grandma and Charles and everybody. No matter what happens to Tim and I know that they're always going to be a part of TJ's life.
And then we have moving day. Now, some of the episodes that were missing were the episodes where Janae and Tim actually bought their first house together. And now we're at the point where they're actually going to be moving into this house. However, we find out in this episode that Janae is moving into the house alone.
At this point, I'm really to the point to where, like, I can't stand him.
She was complaining about him always using work as an excuse, and the fact that he wasn't spending any family time with her and TJ, and he wasn't paying attention to her or helping her plan the wedding.
Here in September, we got to figure out what the date's gonna be.
I ain't got to figure out nothing. That's your department. I already did my part. I proposed.
Are you serious?
She was hoping that her moving out would help Tim realize the worth of her and TJ. She said at that point that she was just tired of waiting around for Tim to come home when he chose. So basically at this point, we know that Tim was not always at these restaurants. He was running the streets, ripping and running. Probably around this time, this is 2012, he might have been messing around on and off with Terica by now, because I think they met sometime in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, or 2011. So we know that Tim was definitely not always working, and he was definitely up to no good too. Her mom was there on moving day trying to be supportive.
Staying here in this house, this empty house without having us here, maybe it'll make him start to kind of think about what he needs to do.
I'm not taking sides either way. So
I don't want anybody to take sides. I just want him to fix it, you know?
Sure he'll be okay. I'm sure he'll be okay. Well, Janae, stop. I mean, it's not, if you're going to do all of that, then maybe you need to stay. I mean, you can't go through a breakup and all these tears and then you're just going to be more emotionally drained. You have to be strong for the baby.
Now, when Tim arrived home, he was shocked to realize that Janae was actually moving out a week earlier.
Janae and I agreed that maybe she moved into the new house first by herself. You know, give us a little time apart. But Janae wasn't supposed to move into the new house for another week.
He then saw that Janae was taking everything out of the house, like literally everything.
So you just taking everything.
Tim, I'm cleaning up behind you like I always do. What do you want me to do? What do you mean I'm taking everything?
You're taking the bedroom, set the couches. I mean, everything's gone.
You're the one that's making it so that it has to be this way. I don't know what you wanted me to do. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm filling the house up because I'm moving in the same way that I would have been moving in if you were here. We just bought a new house. Like, what do you want me to do? It doesn't make any sense to pay the movers to do it twice. I don't know what else you want me to say to you. I'll leave your nightstand.
You only leave my nightstand.
And I have the air mattress.
Now, I saw a high level of pettiness in that, although she tried to play crazy. So you leave him there in an empty house. Later on, Tim then brought over one of his friends to prove to them, because they all thought he was exaggerating, about how Janae had stripped the house of everything but the paint on the wall.
You're always over-exaggerating. Man, I ain't over-exaggerating nothing, man. It's empty in here. What the? Now you see it, empty as hell. She took everything.
Damn, I thought y'all were just playing.
She ain't leave me a bed, a TV, a couch, nothing, man. She left the refrigerator.
What kind of player is you?
That's the problem. I stopped being a player and look what happened.
So I'm wondering, does that mean she also took the stove? They didn't show if she had taken the stove or not, but he said she just left the refrigerator. Crazy. Nice. Now, with those antics and seeing it play out, I now am looking back at it thinking that she was secretly hoping that even just one night without her, sleeping on that bare floor, that Tim would come to his senses and beg to come move in with her into the new house. But I think that actually backfired on her once Tim actually got a taste of complete freedom at home. So that was very telling, is that, and I think it was alluded, and not I think, it was definitely alluded to in the beginning when we found out that Janae was pregnant, and right before he proposed to her, even Monique was saying, are you sure you even want to do this? Because she knew he was still up to no good, being a player.
I think I'm gonna propose to her.
Come on, boy, please.
I'm for real, I'm gonna propose.
Well, whatever. What you gonna do with all your fans? Please. You are not ready to get married.
Listen, I've been good. I've been good. Ever since she's been pregnant, I've been good. I'm telling you.
For 6 months, you've been good?
I haven't been.
Tim then was expressing his frustration and said that he's always been torn, having Janae in one hand and the restaurant business in the other hand, and he felt like they were conflicting and pushing and pulling. It's kind of like if he gave attention to the restaurant, then Janae felt neglected. If he was giving attention to Janae, then the restaurant business was suffering. And then at that point, he had closed the restaurant, so he said Now I felt torn between the two, and now I have neither of them. Tim then also went on to say he didn't know things were as bad as they were with Janae, which is why he bought the house with her.
Nigga so bad, man. We played it. We bought the other house. She waited after we close on and get ready to move and say, I think I'm moving by myself.
Ooh.
Which honestly seemed like a little bit of a bait and switch to me. Not a little bit, a lot of a bait and switch. Because I think at a certain point before they got to the closing, she probably knew even when they were looking for the house, like, I don't even want to be bothered with him right now. He got to get his ish together before we even take it to that level. And I feel like she knew she needed him in order to get that house as a co-signer, however they worked it out. And I feel like she knew that that was her window of opportunity to actually get a house out of him. And she didn't want to take a chance of letting that moment slip away, because there's a chance that had she called him to the carpet prior to that, it would have never happened. In the next scene, Miss Robbie got Charles a job with her fish supplier to teach him about hard work.
So Craig's gonna take you out with him on the boat and teach you to be a fisherman.
When are we doing this?
It's 5 in the morning.
Wait, I'm sorry. How early? People don't really get up that early, do they?
And then, of course, on their first day of work, Charles was already 2.5 hours late.
Anthony.
Hello, Charles. This is Craig.
How you doing, Mr. Craig?
Oh, pretty good. Hey, where you at, buddy?
On my way there.
Yeah, we're here waiting on you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
I don't know, as excited as he was, I thought he'd be happy to get here on time. But just now we know what Robbie's talking about.
They went out on the boat, and Charles was pretty much just sitting there the whole time and just going along for the ride.
Is that a log, or there are no alligators here, are
Look,
there?
now, there ain't no alligators out here.
Oh, okay. After all that time riding around the lake, we only caught one fish.
One old perch.
I don't even want to think about how much we got to ride around to catch enough for a restaurant.
Charles then came back and begged Miss Robbie for his job back.
He told me you was late.
I was only 2.5 hours late.
2.5 hours late, he should have fired you when you got there. How you gonna be late 2.5 hours and you think it's not late?
It's late, I understand that. Oh no, I'm just not used to getting up in the mornings like that.
Did he tell you to come back? Because he didn't seem like he was offering you a job to me when I talked to him.
Well, he also told me before I decided on what I wanted to do that I needed to come back and make sure that my job, asked you for my job back before I went on to even see if that was something I wanted to do.
He shouldn't throw me under the bus. I sent you over there with him so he can give you a job. So now he gonna throw you back to me.
Now, as far as the operations of the Upper Crust location, Miss Robbie was starting to become very concerned because she wasn't seeing the level of traffic that she was looking forward to coming to the Upper Crust location once the Mangrove location had closed.
I had hoped with the Mangrove closed that all the customers would come to the Upper Crust, but business has been inconsistent. I need lines every day if we're gonna survive.
Tim was saying that many people just really weren't willing to make that trip to the Upper Crust location, which was anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes from the other locations. And I totally agree. Like, if you move my favorite restaurant 20 or 30 minutes away, and it's something I went to weekly or a couple times a week, chances are you're gonna catch me once a month or once every few months once you move it 30 minutes away, because now it becomes more of a novelty to go there versus it's a part of my regular routine. So then they realized that they were losing tons of customers who were coming to the Mangrove location and finding out it was closed because they didn't wind down the closing at all. It was like they were open one day and then out of Tim's frustration, the next thing you know, they were just closed. Being irrational. Imagine Tim being irrational. So then we go to Tim's and Janae's new house, or should I say Janae's new house, because Tim never moved in that house. So Monique goes to visit Janae in her new house.
I'm coming. Hey, I'm glad ain't nobody after me as long as you took.
Come on, the baby's upstairs sleep out.
Oh, you gonna show me around?
I don't know. Well, this is the baby's room.
This place is huge. You in here all by yourself, huh?
I know.
Did you leave Tim any
That
damn
wasn't the
furniture?
plan.
You took everything, it looked like.
Now we know with Monique being Tim's cousin, and we know that they were fairly close, that Tim had already given her the rundown. Like, can you believe she left me with nothing? All I got is the fridge. She ain't leave me this or that. So her coming in like that, acting like she was surprised. I'm like, I totally know that she was not surprised that Janae had stripped that house naked. Janae then tells Monique that her and Tim are not broken up. She just really wants him to do better.
I know he don't want to be without you.
Yeah.
He has a crazy way of showing things. You know that, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure he'll come around. I know Tim.
And now we know he never came around in that way. And what I'm not too sure of is how much the way that Janae left him, and then not only left him, but like stripped him of everything, if that was like a red flag for him. Because I know for me personally, if that were to happen to me, I was planning on spending the rest of my life with you. I'm now going to feel like you really don't have my best interests at heart, that you would put me out there that bad. And so I'm not sure that I would get over it. It probably would make me, not probably, it would definitely make me feel like this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work at all. Like, we can fight, we can have issues, we can go through the ebbs and flows of a relationship. But if you in that moment want to strip me of everything and every comfort and make me suffer on that level, then this ain't gonna work. Because no matter how mad I am at you, I'm not gonna want you to suffer in that kind of way. So I don't know, that's just my philosophy behind it. You guys let me know what you think. Like, if someone left you and you guys weren't fully even broken up and it's like, we need to take a break, but then they strip you of everything, would that be a person that you would plan to continue on with life with? I don't know. I mean, some people will, and no judgments, just not for me. So then we're back at Upper Crust. Mr. Bussey has stopped by 1 week after the Mangrove location has been closed. And, you know, he's the business manager, so he's checking up to see if business at Upper Crust has picked up since the Mangrove location was closed.
All right, what's going on with Mangrove? Tim closed it down.
Yeah.
And you know why?
I sure don't.
I mean, this is crazy. Are you picking up business here from the Mangrove?
Yes, we're picking up some of their customers.
Right. A lot?
Not a lot.
Interesting.
You know, but we are picking up some.
Well, this is my concern, is that, you know, we've been talking about closing Mangrove, and if the traffic stays up and good for both locations without closing it down, maybe we need to reconsider the decision to close it down. And especially right now, if not a lot of traffic's picked up and they're closed, then, you know, maybe we ought to just look at keeping Mangrove open.
And he then advises them that the closure of the Mangrove location is now negatively affecting the Sweetie Pie's reputation in the community because of how hastily Tim had closed the restaurant and the community was not aware. And this was all out of Tim's frustration with the staff. Miss Robbie then becomes concerned that people are going to think that Sweetie Pie's as a whole has gone out of business.
Now he done lost some people that's gonna think it's closed forever.
Yeah.
And then also from a financial perspective, they realized that the Mangrove location was actually still bringing in more revenue than the Upper Crust location at that time. After that debacle, they finally reopened the Mangrove location. Tim is still managing the location. And what they did was they pretty much cleared house and they only rehired some of the staff and they hired on some new people.
Welcome to Sweetie Pies, again.
Now, what I noticed was, I was like, where's Pops? Like, I didn't see Pops. I know he had been around a long time, and I know he was one of the, like, most trusted people. And he would come in the morning with the keys and open up the restaurant for them. So I'm not sure if he was one of the casualties of them closing as well. So basically, at the end of the day, what Tim did was close the restaurant to do a hard reset. And then when he started back up, they were just like, if you were a bad apple, you're not coming back, kind of thing. And so that makes me wonder, was Pop considered one of the bad apples or just one of the people they felt like they needed to clean house with? So with that, that was the end of that episode. So our next review will be episode 10 of season 2, where we're gonna have the Mangrove location, which is back up and running and thriving again. Miss Robbie's gonna be laying down the law with Andre, and Janae is gonna have a surprise for Miss Robbie of a pole dancing class. So we're gonna see how that goes. So with that, if you've made it to this point in the video, let me know by commenting below. Clean house. Yes, clean house. Just like Tim did with the Mangrove location, where he felt like he had to shut it all down and clean house to get rid of the bad apples, the people who weren't pulling their weight, the people who were holding them back from thriving and progress. We sometimes have to do the same thing in our lives, where we have to clean house. Have to clean house with our personal relationships and our business relationships, things we're dealing with, things we're going with, things we need to improve with. Sometimes we just have to clean house and eliminate anything that is not benefiting you. So with that, if you are new to this channel or returning and you have not subscribed as of yet, this will be a great time for you to subscribe below, click that notification bell, and join the EOV subscriber family. And don't forget to join our text community so you can get video notifications as well as direct message me. So with that, until next time, until I upload the next video, make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.